So I'm watching this spirit science. I was really impressed with how in depth the interpretations of these ancient Sumerian tablets that no one has any idea about the language is. But the interpreters, they're very in depth. Watch this.
In Genesis? Either way, it was here that they established their headquarters. For the gold, however, they went to mine a specific valley in Southeast Africa, where the largest natural deposit of gold was known to be. Of the 12 supervisors, Enlil was the leader of the whole operation, and Enki was second in command.
Right.
The Anunnaki carved deep into the earth and dug large quantities of gold. Then, every 3,600 years when planet Nibiru came around, they would shuttle the gold to their homeworld and return to digging while Nibiru traveled its orbit again.
So
now, according to Sitchin and supporting theorists, they dug for a very long time, about 100,000 to 150,000 years.
Let me stop you right there. Now, why does that make sense to 150,000 years to 300,000 years? Where are they getting any of this information? Like, these are some big numbers that, we were working with Roman numerals. So these Sumerians knew how to do 300,000, or is this guy that's interpreting with an agenda? Think about that, because who in the world came up with 300,000 way back then? Who did that? Sumerians? Sumerians came up with 300,000? Okay. Those tablets are pretty damn in-depth, dude. Pretty damn in-depth.
Or the rebellion took place. Somewhere between 300,000 and 200,000 years ago, the Anunnaki workers rebelled against their bosses. They did not want to keep digging in the mines.
No.
One can easily imagine them saying, "We've been digging gold for 150,000 years, and we're tired of it.
I can't imagine them do that. Why would they do that?
The rebellion presented a problem for the supervisors, and something had to be done. This is where Enlil and Enki come into the story in a very prominent way. If you recall, in the original Sumerian story, we had two versions of the conception of humans. In one, it was Namu's idea, and in the other, Enlil told Namu the idea, who gave it to Enki. So as our story goes, during the time of the rebellion, Enki's mother communicated with Enki while he slept, sending him a vision saying, "O my son, arise from thy bed, from thy slumber. Work what is wise. Fashion servants for the gods."
They had symbols on Sumerian tablets that we have a couple of pages of that went into this much fucking depth? What the fuck is... Really? I gotta get me some Sumerian tablets. I'm fucking telling you. These motherfuckers are brilliant. I want to know what the fucking hieroglyph for vision is. I want to know what the fucking hieroglyph for fucking how they were feeling and their emotions and all this other shit. I want to know that. Please, someone. Give me a Sumerian tablet.
It's not clear where the true origins of this vision come from, but nevertheless, Enki awakens from this vision-filled slumber and suggests creation of servants for the gods. According to the story, Enki himself creates human beings out of a mixture of clay and the blood of the slain king.
Think of this. They've got like 50 pages, if you look at it that way, because they're stone tablets, right? These are stone tablets. They don't have volumes from the Sumerians. They have stone tablets with a couple of hieroglyphs on them each. And they're expecting you to buy it, that they can get all of this? That they got all of this story from a fucking stone tablet and they've only got a couple pieces of a book? Not even... Is it a book? I don't know. Do you call stone tablets books?
No, it's...
What are those? What kind of book is that?
It's one guy.
It's one what?
It's one guy's interpretation.
Okay, so this one guy has got a lot of fucking talent.
Right.
He's fucking talented as shit.
It's literally just fucking like...
He's just making shit up.
Pretty much,
He's just making shit up.
Basically, it's a story. It's just like the Bible, man.
No, the Bible has words. This is a couple of pictures.
It all comes from this. Like,
they're so old.
There's a lot of bullshit in it, okay?
All of it is.
Okay, no, dude, you gotta fucking just keep watching.
I'm going to, but I'm letting you know right now.
The correlation it makes with the Garden
when you were watching this, did you think up until this point?
I thought it was funny. Yes, I thought it was funny, and especially with the animation, it was hard for me to take anything serious.
All right, so fucking So after the animation gets serious.
It's just keep watching, motherfucker. It's 2 hours long. It's only.
I noticed that. I really did notice that.
It gets better.
Okay. fucking, does it turn around and tell you that this is all fucking bullshit that we've been talking about the whole time?
Just don't be close-minded.
I'm asking, does it turn around and say that the entire fucking video up until this point has been fucking made up bullshit? Fucking, come on, dude.
Just keep watching.
Okay.
This is another time where we have two different interpretations.
No, dude,
on
Greek
each other.
mythology has
Because
fucking
earlier,
words, bro.
we saw how
This
King
shit is
Moses
fucking
could
couple
be the
pictures
moon.
on a fucking
But now,
stone
King
tablet.
seems to be a being with flesh and blood, for it is with King's DNA that provides the necessary...
The tablets are
information
pieces of
to
stone with scratches on
What is
them.
Kingu?
Is that what the tablet said?
That's
Looking at the rest of
Sumerian,
this
the oldest
description,
tablets in
we
the
see a
world.
few
Yes.
more possible
Sumerian tablets, yes.
interpretations.
There's a couple of them.
The term clay doesn't mean
Literally,
like
the picture
physical
that they
clay,
show is all
but
of them.
earthly matter, including pre-existing
Yeah,
life.
I do.
And many
But I've
believe
been
that
looking
this
into
line
this.
actually means that humans were created in a synthesis of Anunnaki DNA
They
and the
don't.
DNA of the highest form
DNA?
of primitive life
They got
available
DNA
on the Earth. This
Fucking
then would
DNA.
suggest that humans weren't necessarily created,
The
but
DNA
came from a
symbol.
modification of an earlier hominid species, which was most likely either Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis.
Bro, I'm open.
For years, we've been struggling to
I'm just
find the
trying to
missing
not
link
open the
between our
bullshit.
species, Homo sapiens, and our predecessors. And this search is still taking place today. Perhaps this is our missing link.
Here we go. Another thing. We've got them talking about 300,000-year-old humanoids, but if you look at the history of bones and the dinosaurs, you think dinosaurs existed, anybody? Does anybody think that dinosaurs ever existed? When was the first dinosaur bone ever discovered?
I don't fucking know.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to my video. I'm just letting you know. When? 200 years ago. Hey, very good. Very good. But yeah, 200 years ago, we don't have anybody, all these kings in history, all these people in the past, they didn't find a freaking big tooth. They didn't find a big fucking skull somewhere. But all of a sudden we have millions of these popping up after 200 years. 200 years ago. You know how much of a fucking Tyrannosaurus we have before they fucking made what it looked like? Half of a fucking piece of a fucking quarter of a toe bone. That's what we fucking base it off of. That's literally, all of our dinosaurs are based off of fucking imagination. It's a little piece, it's not even fucking for sure it's obviously not a fucking dinosaur bone. Dinosaur bones would have been a huge collector's item throughout history. It's fucking ridiculous to think that we'd never discovered one until 200 years ago. What the fuck? Yeah, right, like fucking, and this is another, so they're expecting us to believe these fucking stupid ass fucking, 300,000 years old humanoids. No, you've got a little piece of a fucking monkey bone and shit, and you're expecting us to believe this bullshit. Fuck that.
What's especially interesting about this is the timeline, because we currently understand that Homo sapiens emerged roughly 200 to 300,000 years ago,
Really?
which is said to be right about when the Anunnaki
Right about
rebellion
then.
took
Hey, how
place.
about that?
Throughout the tablets, genetics and the transformation of the human being are recurring themes. In the Flower of Life books, which originally put a lot of different pieces together in these stories, Drunvalo puts forth another piece of information that is very intriguing. He describes that in order to create a new species, you need both a father species and a mother species. Just like in order to create a child, you need a mother and a father. Drunvalo said that the Anunnaki were our mother species because they did the actual birthing, and that our father species were actually the Sirians, or at least a species from the star system Sirius. So to be very clear,
so
these
they-
beings came from Sirius, not Sirius.
Okay, so now they're got 12 pages of a book, if that, and it's got a bunch of scratches on it, little stone tablets with scratches on them, and they're gaining where Sirius came from. They've got the translation for Sirius too. Are you serious? Serious. They know that came from Sirius. Okay. Just
area,
sure everybody knows
which
that.
is one of the closest stars to us and the brightest star in the sky. Well, not counting the sun. Okay, second brightest.
Oh.
Now, while the Anunnaki were primarily a third-dimensional species, the Sirians were fourth-dimensional, and so were able to come to our planet in a
Fourth-dimensional.
way that was probably like tessering from A Wrinkle in Time. In a stunning ritual, he described that these beings traveled here interdimensionally and entered directly into the womb of the halls of Amenti and before the Flower of Life, the sacred heart of all consciousness on the planet. Because they understood everything was light and energy, in their fourth dimension they
did.
created 32 rose quartz slabs, and then laid down
32
upon
of
them
them.
and entered into a long meditation, conceiving a new consciousness.
Okay.
Then Enki, on the third dimension, created a laboratory human egg, a genetic fusion of Anunnaki DNA and the DNA of the previous hominid species, and put them into Anunnaki women who were volunteering to do this.
I know you're not.
The new seeds of consciousness created by the Syrians then entered into the eggs and impregnated the women who nurtured them for what probably felt like 9 months or so, and bore them as children. Now, let's be clear that this part about the Syrians is not found in the Sumerian tablets themselves, and so it's not grounded in any ancient writing. But it's a very compelling idea nonetheless, especially because of its implications.
This is specifically intended to manipulate me away from looking for truth.
And I mean, who knows? Maybe they were the bird people. Then again, it might all just be a fun idea and nothing more. Because just as much as the Syrians could be said to be our father species, it could also be said that Homo erectus was our father species, the seed that was nurtured into something new. Ultimately, after all was said and done, the tablets write that the Anunnaki had created an entirely new species of life on planet Earth. And that species was us. The legends in the ancient tablets are very clear that the Anunnaki created humans to support and serve the gods, and help maintain all of creation. A lot of questions still remain though. What happened once we were created? And how did we earn our freedom? The plan for the Anunnaki was to create a more advanced race than Earth had at the time, to use for the purpose of mining gold and performing other laborious tasks. This, according to these interpretations of the ancient Sumerian records, was our original purpose as a species. Sitchin believed that the Anunnaki's original intention was to use us to mine all of the gold that they needed, and then destroy our race and leave the planet once they had no more use for us. What's amazing with this interpretation is that there are some incredible discoveries we've made in recent years that lend some merit to the story. As we previously discussed, I'm beginning to fucking question even that, though. The sudden emergence of Homo sapiens 200,000 to 300,000 years ago is a huge piece in the puzzle. What caused this dramatic jump in evolution from Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis at this time frame? Today, archaeologists still have a difficult time explaining it. I don't want to outright suggest that it was explicitly the Anunnaki. Maybe it was a big cosmic monolith like 2001, A Space Odyssey. That'd be pretty cool. Then again, the tablets say it was Enki, so let's go with that for now. Now, here's where we have something very curious, and if you haven't heard it before, brace yourself, because it's pretty amazing. Right in the area where the Sumerian records state that we mined gold, archaeologists have found what may actually be gold mines. And these ancient ruins are believed by some to date back as far as